Hey everyone, just decided to do a sort of spontaneous live stream, and it's absolutely not industrial design related. It's just me doing some watercolor stuff. So it's very artsy fartsy. So if this is not what you're into, yeah, maybe it won't be your stream. Hey. Saturday spontaneous artsy fartsy stream. Oh, this blue was supposed to run much more. Might be not. So I want to mix in some red as well here. Let's see if this will mix. No, it will not enough water. It's okay. There we go. So I did need more water, that was the problem. Let's some more red. So there are some really nice effects that some people do with watercolor, but obviously I am not one of those. It seems very dirty. Okay. But it's my fault because I didn't pre-mix it nicely. So I'm gonna clean my brush and try it with some clean water. Let's see. So let's mix it a bit more red. And then let's bring in some blue. I mean, I sort of like this transition here. Clean my brush and maybe take some more blue. Water it quite a bit. Did become quite a little too. But yeah, that side doesn't look so nice. I can live with this. Gives you sort of a nebula feel or something to it. But I also want to see a different blue. So I'm just gonna try a different blue that I had here. Like a lighter blue. Let's say just a little bit with it. So yeah. There we go. There's quite a bit of water on my brush, I see now. Yeah, this paper seems to be soaking it up quite strongly. After quick wash off of the brush, pick up some more of the red, and let's see if I can combine it. This is turning out quite obvious. I like it. there. It's some cat in a box. Twan van Velsenis. I don't know what that means. I don't know why we have a cat in a box. I feel like we might bring in a little bit of greenish into our background. How would that look? I feel like it's not green. I have some older greens here. As you can see, I'm trying to use some of my... Oh, that jumped away. And let's use... This is becoming more green. This is also interesting about watercolor. But it's not easy to control. But this area is drying up, so I do need to make some new areas. Let's take some of the blue. It needs a bit of red. Not quite the same color, but I'm fine. There we go. Let's see. So the green I used before, what happens if I try to fuse some more of that in here? Some water into the plus. I like this, it's a nice transition. Let's say I can try and take up a bit more of the screen. Let me wash up the brush. Add a little bit of clean water. And this blue-green thing, let's see. Oh, it's pretty much the same. Okay. I would say maybe we can bring in some red into this. That's what I'm gonna do. There's much more of washing out my brush than I was prepared for. Red. Sure, I could add a little bit of yellow here as well. Let me see. Let me see if I can pick up some of this. I think it's relatively subtle. I think this paper was just like laying around way too much. You can see the issues of that. Okay. Let's take some of the blue. There we go. So I know this is not a regular kind of stuff that I do, but feel free to ask questions if you are curious about anything. Because that's why I do these live streams. I enjoy talking while I sketch or while I paint. In this case, while I fail a little bit. Yeah, there we go. So these marks are very interesting. It's not what I was expecting. Go in. Would be probably much easier if I didn't have to go around all these small elements that I have here. What do I want? I think I want to bring back some blue. And I should be a bit more attentive and not go outside of the lines. Hey, Atila Sabo. Welcome to the stream. Yeah, it's a traditional stream, so I'm gonna be looking up much less. Sorry about that, but comes with the territory. Okay. A bit more blue, wash it out quickly, and then a little bit more red there in the corner. And then I should be happy with where we are. Well, I'm not happy, but as as much as I could. Yes. There we go. Hey, Matasha Stois. Welcome to the stream. Okay. Just gonna pick some water onto my brush. Let me see if I can maybe dilute some of these stronger line that I'm not the biggest fan of. Oh, this is a mess there. It's not much I can do about that. Let me come in here, just fill up that white space there. Just found your channel, was watching your videos on industrial design. Yeah, this is not one of them. This is just me trying out some artsy fartsy stuff. So, but you can ask about industrial design if you're interested. I'll try and answer anything that I have an answer for. I see something there's on the paper, like it's greasy or something. It looks quite weird. There. That somewhat translate. What is it that I'm drawing? Well, I drew this sort of recycling craft before because I like these ideas. There was an anime series called Planetes where we created so much trash floating around our planet that we had to have a special space garbage unit that would clean all the trash up. And yeah, this is sort of something like that. Okay, now I'm gonna let this rest for a minute because all the water thing has to dry. And in the meantime, I can also just quick sketching. So let's just do that. Hello, what paper are you using? I think it's Arteza paper, but it's not necessarily the paper's fault. I just left this paper out and laying around here too much, so it got probably my greasy hands on it and everything. Until now, the paper was quite good, to be honest. Do you prefer digital or traditional art for industrial design? It depends. Both have their pros and cons. It really just depends on what sort of day I'm having, what I feel like. Not really. Don't. I just showed the thing to my girlfriend. She seems to like it. I don't know why. It's not that nice at all. Okay. Let me do some because while we wait for that one to dry, I think I could just sketch something else. Don't have the time to watch the stream, but I just wanted to enter to say that that looks awesome. Hey, thank you very much. Well, at least I hope it is getting a bit better now that it's drying. Let's see towards the end. I have to choose a good color for the spaceship and the debris as well. Probably will go with something orange-y because that should just go well with all the blues in the background. But in the meantime, I am going to draw a robot or something because why not? Just gonna let's use some reference and let's draw a big robot. So I'm using reference a young lady who is in a very interesting pose. I like it quite a bit. Should be interesting for a sort of hunter flexible robot. She is quite nimble looking. I love this pose. So if you saw my previous live stream, I did something similar where I just took a human pose and I sort of transformed the guy into a robot. I'm doing pretty much the same thing. This is all now while waiting for my paper to dry a little bit, and then we'll get back to our watercolor thing. Man, this is a great reference. For hand pose, everything is quite spot on. There we go. Okay. Can you please show how to draw simple male characters with kind of cartoony? Yeah, I can do that. I don't know what can you see it here. Okay. So cartoon is usually bigger heads, which is not a problem for me because I tend to draw the hands bigger. I'm just gonna draw an axis for the center of the body, and let's say the head is here. Head fits in 6, 7 times. I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So let's say that's okay. Somewhere here is the center of the body. So how I draw them, I make sure to separate the legs, like have quite a big crotch area here. You can make like sort of bigger legs, you can keep them triangular. You can give a little bit of area for the shoes there. I don't know where your foot goes in, but I don't know what it's called. Then you can give him sort of a belly a little bit, especially if you're talking about a guy. Guys tend to have bellies. Then the shoulder, somewhere here. Sorry about you rotating up, I'm not rotating. Maybe he's smoking a pipe. So okay, let me take a pencil just to make something a little bit clear without having too many lines here. Okay, here's my pencil. So usually what the hand length, this is where you have this joint, right? And then this is where you have your hand. So it goes just around a little bit below your crotch, like distance-wise. And it would go the same. So like this is what I'm expecting to be the hand length, arm length, sorry. So that's what you would get here as well. Right? Like this is the same distance, and then here you would have the arm. So this is a good measurement to know that usually your arm goes a little bit below your hip, well, not your whole, yeah. And then this would be his arm, and I was thinking maybe he can hold pipe or something. I don't know what to do with his hand, because how would you hold a pipe? Yeah, something like that. So this would be his. Oh no, he's holding it the other way around. Yeah, of course. So this would be his pipe, and then this hand obviously is maybe relaxing. You never want it to be that stiff, just hanging next to it. And then you can put this other hand here on his belly, just chilling. Then you can give him sort of a belt. And then we can give him the cuffs, since it seems like he's wearing a shirt. And I think that the head could be a bit bigger. Let's give him color. And then some buttons, some folding lines. It's always good to make the shoulder a little bit tilted downwards. And yeah, the head is like off to you. I'm not good with heads. Usually I'm always look up some reference, but you can just go for a weird shape. So that's what we're gonna do now. I'm gonna say the upper part of the head should be bigger, and the lower part maybe he has like a pronounced jaw, and then a weird nose. This is where his ear would be, eyebrows, and then a content smile. I feel like we have to give him some sort of hairdo as well. Something like that. It's a cartoony character, so big head, and like the you can play around with the proportion there as well. Okay, so I'm going to jump back into my cyborg sort of character here. This is a really cool pose that the lady has to, I must say that, you know, I'm just fascinated by this one. Watercolor almost dried up, so I am going to jump back into that one soon. Upper body. This whole stabilizing herself in a very elegant way. Cool. So this is where the neck is. Yeah, it went a bit silent there, sorry. Was concentrating to figure out how exactly to do that area. Okay, I think I'll pause with this one for now. Let's return to the watercolor. Ooh, no, it's still a bit wet. It's still a bit wet. Let's not rush. I learned it in a hard way that when I rush watercolor, doesn't turn out that nice. So I put this in here. And nice. This needs a little bit more thinking. The connection here is quite interesting for a robot because humans, we are a bit squishy, so we can squeeze our legs together. But if we want to sort of have a robotic body, it's not how it's gonna work. Would it look good if I put the leg there? I think that might help with the pose a bit. It's not what a lady is doing, but I think it might actually help in this case. Yeah. So let me finish this arm. You can just tell me, babe. Good angle here, camera good angle. Oh, yeah, okay. This one. So my girlfriend told me that I need to have on my camera. So yeah, we'll see how that helps. Is this better? No, now you can see the top of my head. I'm not sure that's not clear, but okay, whatever. That's not the important part. Finger, and small finger. Yeah. Hello, how is it going? It's going quite good. I'm waiting for some watercolor to dry, and while I wait, I found an interesting pose that I liked, and I thought I could turn her into sort of a cyborg lady as well. How is it going wherever you guys are from? Okay, so a human foot would look like that. So I'm trying to see what would be interesting. I think that like that. So sort of like these bent metal thingies, almost like prosthetic, that helps runners. I'm trying to figure it out, this knee area, so that's why I'm jumping left and right, because it is somewhat hard to make this move properly. Yeah, this angle should have been more in the front. Okay. So if I just, it's a little bit softer there because I almost for that too. So let's repeat the shape on the cell as well. It is 1 a.m. on Sunday morning for me, and I'm still doing some 3D modeling. Oh boy, I hope it's for fun, not for forcing you. 1 a.m. Sunday morning. So you're probably from the Australian regions, Asian regions, if it is that late already. Okay. Oh, so that would be the foot area. And yeah, I am going to switch back. New Zealand, nice. I'm more of a morning person, like an evening person. I was envious of people who can work that late. It's just not something that I'm good at, to be honest. All right, so something that would work well in, I imagine. I'm gonna take orange, saffron orange. Let's see what else we have here that's not a good one. Going through all the tubes, what the colors that we have here. Orange, yellow, no. So I'm finding something, I think beiges in that as well. Let's try this Camboji. Let's see these for now. Let's see what these work. Thanks, Ludwig. But watercolor is such a pain. Yes, it is such a pain. Yeah, that's why I just parked it for a second while waiting for the watercolor to dry a little bit. And now I'm just gonna try some yellows. I don't really know what to expect here. So this is gonna be a sort of experiment. Man, it's chef's kiss. It's always good to have the chef's kiss, I guess. Hey, Andrea. Oh, I like this. That's a nice one. So orange red is a winner for sure. And I do like the Gambogi as well. I'm gonna. Oh, this is just dirty water, so it's good for clean. So what I'm going to try and do is, let's say the cockpit area is going to be the cielo for now. So I'm going to take some of the clean water, so you guys can see. I'm just going to dilute a little bit of the cielo. It's quite strong. So I just need more water. Yeah, this is quite yellow. So on paper, this looks very yellow. So let me wash this out quickly and add some of the, since I have a bit of red here, I'm just gonna go with that one because I just want to have this sort of transition from red to yellow. So this is my pain with watercolor, since it's not digital, you can't simply switch between colors and brushes. because the colors become muddy and dirty. And also the transitions, if you do it well, beautiful. I'm not sure how to do it well. So what I'm trying to do is do it in steps as much as possible. So I have the yellow down, and I'm just gonna go back with my red that I have here. And just touch it there. There's obviously too much red, so get rid of some of it, and now just spread it around a bit. There we go. The yellow is already dry there, so that's not fantastic. Come to Brazil, big fan. I'm a big fan of the language. It sounds beautiful. But I'm not coming to Brazil while stupid Corona thing is everywhere. Okay. So I'm gonna try this more orangey yellow as well. Needs a bit more water. So I'm going to do this lower area a bit darker as well. So just because, let's say, if wherever the light comes from, I don't think it comes from below. So we have this quite saturated yellow. What I am going to do is take a little bit of the saturated yellow, put it here on the edge. If you can see, I'm going to push this up a bit. And I am going to, I have some brown here, because I don't want to use just red for it. I want to stick with that orange. Okay, what happens if I... Yeah, maybe I stick with the mix of the red. It's very easy for it to become dirty. I do not want that. But I might as well just leave it as it is, because I sort of enjoy where I am with it right now. Okay, let's wait for it to dry a bit. The situation there is getting worse every day. Yeah, I was checking the John Hopkins webpage about Corona and whatnot, and how it spreads around the world, and we're not doing well. To be honest, none of the world is doing fantastic at the moment. But yeah, it is sad that not everybody is taking it seriously. But I hope you and your loved ones are safe and you're taking care of yourself. Okay, so I want to use more of this, but I also want to use a little bit of gray that I already see that I have here, or blue-gray. So I don't know what actual watercolor artists do, because it just seems like a waste to me if you don't reuse a lot of your colors. So that's why I'm fidgeting about with all these dried up little watercolor tidbits that I have here. I'm from India and you're inspiring something. I'm happy to inspire. Oh man, I just like to draw, and I'm happy to hear that you guys also like to draw. Just by looking at me, it's always a positive. Okay, I don't know how exciting this is, but I'm just trying to reactivate this watercolor here, because if I'm correct, this is a relatively cool little gray dot. This needs a bit more object. Yeah, there we go. That's the gray. I might have to bring some more toilet paper here. There we go. Okay, let's see, this is activated enough. Struggles are real, my friends. Go. So I need to come back to this later and add some shadow areas, some dark areas. Watercolor is better than color pencils. You can combine them. Like I'm probably going to wait for this. Once it's done, I'm gonna wait for it to dry and come back a little bit with a colored pencil and touch it up here and there. Just because it's always better to just stick with one single medium. Okay, so I have a good base color here. So it's the thing with watercolor, I do a little bit and I have to wait. I do a little bit and I have to wait forever, ever. So I just try to move on to a different area of the drawing. So my question now is like, what other areas do I want to have in this orange yellowy, and what other colors do I want? I feel like this could be the same as this. So I'm gonna take some more of that grayish color. There's a lot of layering in watercolor, especially if your paper can handle it. Then that's the best way to do it. There we go. I don't know why, but this spaceship reminds me of a fish. Oh, it sort of has fins back here, and this shape is also like that, so I'm not surprised. I didn't plan on that, but I see how this would remind you of a fish. Okay, so let's wait for that to dry as well. This is part of the arm, which is the same color as here. Okay. Doing the combat with tools just now. Let's leave it there. Yeah, the rest I'm just gonna do those. What else do we have here? I don't even understand how watercolor works. Yeah, me neither. I'm just trying. I'm just trying to learn as well. Well, I'm not drawing today, Lisa does. I am watercoloring, which is, I guess, close enough. So I'm going to do the flaps here. Interesting. I want a bit more. Oh, that's a good orange there. That's a nice orange. So what I'm gonna do now is I have quite a bit of color down here. I'm gonna quickly wash it out and just bring in water now and try to spread it. And then we should have a nice gradient, right? Because then I have the strong saturated yellow there, and then the less saturated yellow there. And I'm gonna take some of the bright yellow for the edge around it. Water. Let's see if I can dissolve just a little bit here for myself. That. Try not to touch it. I haven't touched it. Great. What I could do, I could come in with a little bit of red and just touch it there. I think it's just some sort of chill out mix that has no copyright on it. It's drum and bass. I think I went for liquid drum and bass. I tend to enjoy drum and bass. It's energetic, pushes me to draw, or just to work in general. Come on, come on. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna push that around a little bit now. I think that's gonna That's gonna need some drying time. So I'm gonna pick up some more of this orange. Put it down here. So since this is a little bit in the shadows, I can add a bit more red to it as well. That is spent there in the shadows, and we'll wait for that to dry. Something that's also interesting with watercolor, many times you don't know how it will look until it dries. So you sort of, you're painting blindly and you're hoping for the best. At least it's how I'm working. Our guide could be also completely yellow, since I'm working with yellows. Okay, so I'm trying to go with one color and fill in as many areas as I can. Let's see. There we go. I'm thinking I'm just gonna make the backpack yellow as well. And the bubble in there, that's not gonna be yellow, that might be blue or something like that. Well, obviously, this is not gonna be finished here, guys. So you're just seeing a little bit of the process. I might post it as a what's it called, community post later on. But usually a drawing like this takes me hours because I have to just let it dry. It's not, and then go over it like here. Here I will all go over these areas. So for example, is this dry? Yeah, that's dried a little bit. And that is still wet. That's dry. So I'm not gonna jump back in there just yet. I'm gonna make this. Did I have a nice ochre, a brown? We have here a burnt umber. There we go. That's what I wanted. Just a little bit of burnt umber to bring that brownish. There we go. This is nice. Done. So I'm gonna take some of this orange and mix it here on the side and try to mix it together with the burnt umber. Clean my brush. Take some more of the orange and do more mixing. Okay. Feel I need more yellow. Okay, let's see. I don't know if I made enough there, so we're gonna see. I'm gonna try and apply the same technique, quickly wash it out, and then just use the water from the brush to spread the color a little bit around to hopefully achieve a little bit of blending. And I don't like it because it's quite a hard cut of line. Let's see if I can make it here quickly. And what I can do, this is very harsh here, as you can see. I'm not a fan of that. Not at all. But I do have ideas that I can do this. Blow it a bit. Why don't I try digital art? Because I do digital art every day from morning till evening. That's why I try digital art. Okay, I want to learn other stuff as well. I want to try things that I don't know, that I fail at. All of your streams falls like callouts to get me trying new things. You should try new things. New things are fun. New things are where you learn something. And maybe you discover things that you like as well. Okay, so there was only water here, so this is already drying. So what I can do now is come in with a little bit of this. And where I have these bumps, I can just add a little touch here and there. So it's where we have these changes of orientation for the metal. That's where these bumps should give me this indication of like this metal is quite bent out of shape, like literally and figuratively. And here you can actually have fun being a little bit dirty, and you don't have to be precise with your lines. So I'm a fan of that. Is that yellow spot on the left bottom corner by mistake or like what? Oh no, so here in this corner, sometimes I just try out different colors, how they work together. So here I have this one. I don't know if you guys can see it. So I have all these sketches, and also here in the bottom, I was just trying different colors, how they would fit together to paint the thing. Okay, here it would be, so I want to do the edges here as well, so I'm just gonna take the color and fill those in. But what's always the nicest, and what I'm usually afraid of, is to come in with the second color to give it a bit more life. Because usually it's not just one color that you have in any surface. There's always the skin, like so many reds and a little bit of greens because of the veins that are coming through. So it's important to bring some of that in. So I'm going to start with a little bit of red. That's quite strong, that red. A bit too much. And if it's too much, I'm just gonna clean my brush. Maybe try and move it around somewhat. And we'll see if that works or not. I think it kind of works. Do I know Krantz Kushart? No. Your art kind of gives like Jake Parker vibes. Yeah, Jake Parker, especially this style, is definitely he's an inspiration on me. It's something that I try because coming from industrial design, I'm very used to drawing straight lines without play in them. And then here I was like deliberately making my lines very slow and very wiggly. Actually, I think you can, if you want to, you can check out the process for drawing this on my Instagram. Well, on my, what is it, the Instagram where we have the videos, not the reels, but the old IGTV. I don't even know if IGTV exists, but I know that I uploaded it there, so you could definitely check it out. Okay, this is dry. So what I wanted to do is definitely come back here a bit and add some more dark shadows there. And I will do that by adding a little bit of this dark blue. Very gently. So just where I imagine that there will be a bit of shadow. And once again, the blue with this gray should interact nicely because they're slightly different colors. And I want to have this color variation in my drawing. So pick up a bit more, make sure not too much, and just spread it around a bit. And the paper is becoming quite wrinkly. It's okay, this is also good, so I can go in there with the same blue as well and do the same steps. See you next time if you're done. He's a damn, so this is Ken Squishard. He's a damn good artist, Ken Squishard. He has awesome perspective. I mean, it feels so intuitive for him. Okay, I'll have to check him out. I always like to learn about new people that I don't know yet. Always good to have as many perspectives and learn from as many people as possible. Is my approach to things. Does a motorcycle designer sketch other products apart from motorcycles? Well, probably not for work, but there is no such thing as a motorcycle designer. Like you always, like if you think about designing a motorcycle, you always have a team. Well, especially, I'm talking about the big companies, Honda, Yamaha, BMW, whatever. You have a team of people. You have somebody who's specialized on the form. Maybe some people sketch just the whole form of the motorcycle, but then you have people who just do the wheels, people who just do the tank. So it's always a combination of people. I don't really know of one person doing everything, like the whole motorcycle. That's pretty rare. It can happen, like especially in smaller teams. So, for example, Keanu Reeves has his motorcycle design thing, Arch Motorcycles, where he's together with a guy. But I don't know if they might hire in specialized designer where they just come up with the designs themselves. So there it might be just one person. But if you do talk about Honda, Yamaha, Suzuki, something like that, I'm pretty sure they have a whole team of people working on every little part of the design. There we go. In order to become, well, it sort of makes sense that if you want to be a motorcycle designer, you have to focus on motorcycles, no? Like, why would they hire you to design a motorcycle when you're much better at drawing something else? So now I'm going to return a little bit to the yellow area and just try to add some design elements. Like something that I have going here, I'm just going to fill in. So we have some flat areas, and that should make it relatively cool. The thread, maybe. Oh, that's too hard. That is a bit too harsh. Let me see if I can pick some of that out. Just spread it out. It's not fantastic.
You loving and hating on silver screens, believing everything you come to say. Oh, it feels. See.
I mean, as beginner, should we be a generalist or a specialist from beginning of sketching? If you want to draw motorcycles, then draw motorcycles. That's what I'm saying. Like if you want to be good at drawing motorcycles, then learn to be good at drawing motorcycles. It's good to know to draw other things as well, but it's much more valuable for a motorcycle company if you are really good at drawing motorcycles. But also, like drawing is really not everything. Like designing is not the same as drawing. It's a huge difference between drawing / illustration and design. Design has maybe 10, 15, 20% drawing in it. It's something that you have to keep in mind. I think some green might come in here. It might look interesting. It's a little bit of green.
Screams, believing everything we come to see. So excited to feel so good. We're loving and hating that makes things that we
Just on the lighter areas, I go over a little bit with this green, just to change the hue a little here and there. Yeah, fine, I like this. We have a bit of red, a bit of green, and a brown. That's quite nice. What I could and want to do is bring in a little bit of dark. So I have this brown. I'm just going to try and dark it up just for those edges. I imagine those are in shadow. If I follow my shadow line here, then these should be in shadow as well. So I have this dark, whatever this is here. Try and combine it with the brown. So maybe it takes away from the saturation of that brown, that burnt umber. Okay. You can see the top of my head. How nice, huh? Okay. Oof, quite dark, but maybe it's okay. Let's see. So when you make something as dark as this, the problem can be that it really attracts attention and it takes away from the rest of your drawing. And you don't always want that. Because like this is not the center point of my drawing, this is the center point. It's okay. I think it's okay. I think so that's the thing, when it starts drying, it loses its strength a little bit as well. So I'm okay with that. And I can bring in a little bit here as well, just to suggest some color. You can smooth some of it off. And then with a dry brush, just touch it off. And then it won't be as harsh. Okay. So this is nice. So if everything would come out like this, I would be happy. This is I decided this is going to be a green that I'm not sure I have here. Let me see. Let's wash out this brush of that. Get some water. I'm gonna try this out because this seems like a nice lime green that I think would work great there. So this is the really interesting and exciting part of the stream, where you can watch me tap this little piece of color for minutes until it becomes loose enough that I can use it. Very exciting, I know. I have to clean my brush, take some more water and add it here, and then keep on tapping. Okay, I can at least try it out. Not so green, it's too much water, too little pigment. So I didn't want that orange blob there. Let's take the blob out, there we go. These are the struggles. This just goes on endlessly, doesn't it? Okay, I think I can use this as a base and I can come in with a darker green later on. So this is a bit too close for my taste to the yellows. So I'm definitely going to come in with a bit of a darker blue. But for a base, it might be good. And by base, I mean to have the brightest spot of this glass. Maybe I should have stuck with blue for these glasses. Okay. Not much to do now. I just have to wait for that green to dry up a little bit. Tarva. The greatest part of watercolor is that you get a little time to cry at the same time. Yes. If you like to bitch and moan about watercolor, then yeah, definitely. That's definitely a good part. I really like how this turned out, though, so I must say that I'm cool with that. Okay. Clean my brush. I've been brushing. Okay. So I think all of this should be orange. This one. This is already gray. This I would like orange. Let me just do that. I'm gonna start out with a yellow, just like before. Okay, dry, take the color out, add a little bit of water, and hopefully achieving this effect I wanted. Add some water there. Okay, and I'm gonna take some of the more orange color now. And just drop it in there, but I think this might not be orange enough, so I might need the red one to mix. Did you watch Boston Dynamics? Do you love me video? Sorry for being random, but I can't help myself but love that video. No, I haven't. Does it have to? Is it with their crazy robots that can jump and do crazy things? I watched quite a couple of Boston Dynamics videos, but I don't know them by name. So if it's an older one, I might have seen it. If it's a newer one, probably not. Okay. A bit more red there, I feel like I can add here. Yeah, that works. The danger here is that I'm also picking up some color because the brush was quite dry. Okay, and let's add some of this yellow back at the top. I'm leaving the edges white because that I wanted to stimulate some of the like the shine that you have on edges like these. I'm trying to bring in more of that orange as well. Okay. Go. Oh, it's a new one. Okay, I'll just open it on a tab here. Let me see. So, Boston Dynamics. No. Okay. I'll leave this. Actually, I can. We're not doing a reaction here. Okay, well, we can do a quick reaction. I'm curious what this is now. I hope I won't. Can I? Let me see. Come here. Turn this one off. Okay. Let's see Boston Dynamics. Ah, so it's like it's a dance video. Oh, damn. Oh, those leg movements are really smooth. Holy moly. Oh, yeah, he's doing the. Oh, man, that does look smooth. That's a bit crazy. I, okay, wow, this is. I'm used to seeing Boston Dynamic robots jumping left and right, but like it's like almost doing micro movements with the legs. And then they synchronize now, of course, and they're doing the twist. And then the dog comes in. Like if you think about, I'm curious how long the battery keeps in these because like there's so many actuators all over in the legs. That's crazy. Like I don't know why, but like those subtle leg movements, that's really impressive. I find that really interesting. Oh, that's cool. It's just bringing that thing that's balancing nicely. Okay, sure. Oh wow, the dog doing a thing, and then they're doing the almost the crane, a little bit of ballerina dancing. Oh, I mean, I want to be honest. I didn't expect much because like I saw these robots, but that's crazy. Dancing towards world domination for sure. I mean, yeah. I'm not like I was always curious why we always try to make the robots look like us. I thought it's probably something just because we're silly people and we want our robots to look like we do. But if you think about it, nature sort of designed us, so we are sort of an efficient form, I guess. We are the most efficient animals when it comes to destroying the planet. No, just in general, building stuff. So yeah. Okay, tell you what. Um, thank you for that suggestion, by the way. That was fun seeing that. It was a bit scary, but fun. Okay, so what I'm going to do is try and finish up the glass area, the front, and then I will call this because I will probably want to have lunch because I think it's almost, yeah, it's 2 p.m. here, and I am already getting a bit hungry, and this just needs quite a bit more work, and I want to do some other things today as well. But yeah, thank you everybody for joining in and checking this out. It's uh, it's always fun having you guys around and just chatting a little bit while I do this. Because otherwise I have music. I stopped the music. So let me see. Let's just have a little bit of music while I finish this off. I otherwise I watch something like Star Trek in the background or some mindless entertainment that I don't really need to pay attention to. And this way, at least we have a bit of conversation as well. So that's always nice to have. All right. So the darker greens are just suggestions of things that might be going on in the cockpit. But, so I really like to combine line work with also without line work. So you have some of these interesting suggestions that is without line work and just that's probably that. I like that impressionistic part of art, I guess. There we go. I think it works. Yeah, I do feel I should have gone with blue, maybe. That might have been more interesting. But the green will do for now as well. One thing that I just noticed and I want to maybe come back a little bit for is add a bit of thickness there, which means taking a little bit of orange and maybe mixing it with a bit of red. Let's see how it's quite strong. And then we go back to just the orange. And then trying to be very gentle, just give a thickness to this varnish. And I feel like that is working quite nicely for me. With the thickness there as well. And here as well. Just a bit like that. And I could do the same thing here on the lower thing as well. Just a bit of thickness there. See, that's the sort of thing. And I'm gonna do something here. Boom! Right? It's much better. But I don't think it makes sense to edit down here, but I'm gonna edit just because I feel like adding stuff now. And here to make it darker, that picture I like. I'm gonna take some more of it and add a little bit here as well, because that's what it's showing to us. Okay, so those are shadow areas. Same thing I could do technically here as well, because wherever you're closer is you have the ambient occlusion, right? And that's where things get a bit darker there. Ooh, that's a bit strong. Quickly, some water, not too much, just a little bit. Try to dilute the edge. There we go. My guy, we need to thank you. Your live streams are amazing. Oh, I'm happy. I'm happy to hear that. It's a fun time, right? We're just supposed to have fun together. It's like chilling. Oh, see here, I could put a little bit of that arch. I didn't check that. As I said before, you're pretty much the reason I'm trying new things. Whoa, that's good. You don't have to try all the new things. Like, I don't want to hear from people that they started doing like some crazy things that I didn't recommend. So don't blame stuff on me. But yeah, that's a good one. I like that. That's a good one. Okay, shall we call it end of the stream here? And I'm gonna go eat some food and enjoy the rest of my Saturday. For people in Asia, I wish you a happy end of Saturday. Go to sleep well, and everybody else in the world just enjoy whatever part of the day you're in. Thank you again for joining in. And yes, see you guys the next video or next live stream, whenever things will happen. All right, see you around, guys. Enjoy your weekend.